one big random bag of stuff. I just literally walked into my room and pulled this off the shelf. So there seems like quite a bit of stuff in here. I don't know what we're gonna find. Ooh. Oh, okay. So, nice stack of stuff. I've got my really quick makeshift breakfast here, which, of course, is missing protein, but don't worry, I'll take care of that later. But I just want to get going. I got a cup of coffee brewing. I have a stack of stuff here. And I was just messing around making that new intro. I made a new outro too, just for fun. I used to have more time to do that kind of stuff, but let me turn this off. Let me turn it back on. I don't have as much time anymore. So, anyways, I just make fewer intros and outros, but I do like it every now and then. It's fun. So now, okay, that looks like the symbol for China. So that's going to be what we'll start with here. China National Philatelic Corporation. Very cool. Okay, and there's a whole stack of stuff here. By the way, my hands have started to heal from my whatever eczema flare up or whatever had happened there. So I feel get this out of here, a little less self-conscious about showing my hands. I really felt like a freaking leper the last month. So luckily things are getting better, but I still got like patches of stuff and it itches still, but whatever. Total off subject baloney. So we have here the China album. I'm trying to figure out if I can move this somewhere better. Push it back. There we go. So, 97. Okay, now I'm going to imagine this is probably 1997 year stamps, right? Looks like it's already been ripped. This does sort of seem like the kind of thing that's slightly tricky to get open without damaging it. There we go. So let's see what's in here. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the year stamps for 97. Postage stamps of China, 97. Good guess, right? Nice. So this is just a little envelope here. Let's see what we got. It's pretty. So obviously the Great Wall of China here. Beautiful sky. I like this image. You know, this brings back some memories. I learned some about the Great Wall of China. I think that so many people died while they were building this that they would actually build, they would put them in the walls. That might be a really poor description there, or explanation, but I think that that was the case. So there's like many dead souls encased in the wall, the Great Wall of China. Anyways, let's take a look at this thing and see what's going on. Okay, so it's pretty nice. Immediately kind of sad that somebody's written all over it. You can see the different writing and stuff. So somebody went in here and decided that they were going to try to catalog the stamps in here. Okay, you know. But, yeah, it looks like they tried to write with pencil, and then it looks like that failed, and so they decided to do it with pen. Anyways, I'm assuming these are all mint. Wow, looks like one of them's missing. What's that about, huh? Somebody actually typed one of these out of here. Okay, let me get my tongs here. This one's a little off kilter. Actually, these are not very well secured. I just noticed they put some scotch tape on this one right here. And so this may have just simply fallen out. That could be. Anyways, really cool sous sheets. As you guys may know, I started a China album, but it was Imperial China, so I don't really have like a PRC, People's Republic of China album. So this kind of more recent stuff I definitely haven't seen, and yeah, I don't know if I'll ever make a People's Republic of China album. It could be in the future if I felt like it, but I was kind of more enthralled with the older Chinese stamps, imperial stuff. That's pretty cool stuff. Somewhat tedious to catalog those older Chinese stamps, I'll say. But I've done a video on that, but at least some of them. So yeah, these all look mint. They look nice. It's definitely more modern stamps. Some flowers, cool sushi. Must be, oh god, like New Year celebration or something here. Got a little something on there. Yeah, just so you guys can see. Pretty cool. So 1997. Looks like they're smelting or something there. Yeah, these are awesome. I definitely like these. I like the sous sheets. Like, this one's really cool. These are pretty. Yeah, I definitely like these. Okay, so let's open this up. Wow. Whole bunch of stuff. Oh, darn it. Yeah, they're just coming out. Huh. So I don't know what exact placement these ones were supposed to be in here, but I'm just going to slip them in. And I'm not going to worry about it. So, let's start with this big giant sheet here. So, just, I mean, beautiful scenery. This is actually really nice to look at. Beautiful mountains. You know, there really are places in China that are absurdly beautiful. I mean, and it's actually really nice, at least in my opinion, that they've like managed to maintain their environments. Certain places, right? Like these kinds of places, I think that they're pretty big on that, keeping things looking beautiful. Yikes. Let's try to get this better positioned in there. So, clearly they've released actually a fair amount of stamps in 97. Yeah, all of it just reminds me like something straight out of a movie. It's just beautiful. Even their buildings are beautiful. Sometimes it's wintry, sometimes or snowy, let's say. Sometimes not. So here we'll look at this page. What do we have here? Not sure. The sous sheet, like what that is. I don't know. Looks like some carvings. It does remind me, like, you know, jade figurines, that kind of stuff. They do have some. I mean, China has some really beautiful art, history, you know, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it really is gorgeous. Look at the stonework here. Different statues. But down at the bottom looks like we went kind of military here. We got airships, tanks, naval vessels. Really cool. So on this last bit here, what do we have? Looks like artwork. Cool. It's more beautiful architecture. It really is stunning. Like this kind of stuff, like this tower here. I mean, unbelievable, really. I've never been to China. I'm pretty sure it would be awesome. I don't know how welcoming they are to tourists. I assume that they have no problem with Americans, but that's just an assumption. I don't really know. So anyways, this is quite a stunning little thing. So on the back here, they have the stamp list. It almost seems, I don't want to say stupid, but unnecessary to have written all this stuff on here. So, I mean, here's your list, right? Should tell you everything you need to know. Anyways, that's actually really nice. I totally like that. Actually, I want to say a week ago, I happened to watch like the first half of the video where I first unboxed this collection, and was kind of just like evaluating it. And I remember, I think I peeked into that bubble wrap folder that all this was in. So I kind of remember seeing this guy for like a brief moment during that video, but didn't really inspect anything very thoroughly. Now, I want to take a couple of bites of this strudel and finish my cup of coffee, and then we'll talk about this. Oh my goodness, that coffee is delicious. So, Malaysia here. Souv sheets. Mailed with Souv sheets. Looks like number 736, somebody wrote. 737, 707, 708. Obviously, looks like they're filming something here. I don't know. Maybe these are like military leaders or something. That guy certainly comes off military. You got power lines. Oh, it actually says here, TNB powering the nation's progress. Interesting. Same for this one. What a silly looking car. What the heck? Oh, anyway. Oh, whoa. There's a whole bunch of stuff on the front. I didn't realize that. Pretty rainbow Souv sheet here. Some guy on the horse carriage. Interesting. So this one actually is translated. So it says, Taiping, which means everlasting peace, was the name envisioned by the Captain Speedy with the hope this town would prosper and be forever peaceful. Taiping. Everlasting peace. Well, that's beautiful. Actually. Wow. I quite like that. Interesting to see the name. Who is it? So this is the return. Q Xiao Feng. Oh, Mr. Feng, I've come into possession of your mail piece. Really cool looking fish. Almost, what are those called? Beta? Beta fish? That might be a beta fish. You know, I used to have one when I was a kid. They're gorgeous. Really pretty little fish. Great fish for young kids. And, yeah, me and my sister both had our own beta. What does it say? Yep, Beta embellus, it says on there. So that's definitely a beta fish. Kind of sad story-ish. My sister was cleaning her fish bowl in the sink, and the fish fell in the drain. And we were just fishing in there, trying to get it out, fishing. And so, couldn't find it. Couldn't get it out. And so the moment finally came, she was all crying and everything and upset. And we just had to go flip the switch on the garbage disposal. You know, it was fun when I was a kid. Because we did have like little creatures and stuff. One time we had a snake. And it was, I can't remember what kind of snake, but I had a snake. We did. And it got out of its container, and we lost it. And we couldn't find it for weeks. And then we eventually started noticing a pretty nasty smell, I think, coming from around the fridge, and he had crawled under the fridge and died. So, yeah. Also, that reminds me, we've had several reptiles when I was younger. Reptile feces stinks like snake poop, lizard poop. Oh my god, that is some of the most foul smelling poop I've ever come across. Anyways, moving on. So what do we have here? So this is like the city. strip of, well, not a strip, but we got 3 similar series here. 50, what does it say here? Looks like Tanaga Nacional. Well, some kind of 50-year anniversary stamps. Those are probably just some famous people. They sent it to Barbara Haviland in St. Petersburg, Florida. My grandma used to live in Port St. Lucie, but I don't recall if I've been to St. Petersburg. Interesting. I like these. This one here with the fish and the plant. That's pretty. And then I definitely like this one. Holographic. That is so pretty. This one would have been right at home in the holographic section in my big worldwide album. But I've never come across this. I mean, I've definitely never seen this. Petronas Twin Towers, Malaysia. They're holographic. That is super duper pretty. Petronas Twin Towers. So, do they have their own Twin Towers in Malaysia? I'm going to Google that real quick just to learn. Yeah, so it seems like they are Twin Towers in Malaysia. It says here on the internet that they are the tallest Twin Towers in the world. And its status has remained unchallenged since 1996. It also has a double-decker sky bridge that is the highest 2-story bridge in the world. Wow. Okay. Huh. Well, I really like this. This is actually really cool. Okay, let me set this aside and we'll keep moving on. What is next? I wish most things were like this, like big pile of total randomness. I kind of run out of that stuff without buying more collections. Kind of most of what I have left of this gentleman's collection is like albums, so they're kind of big stacks and bags of randomness. I definitely, if I find that sparse these days until I go and buy a bunch more stuff, but I'm trying not to. So anyways, I did buy some stamps recently, which is first stamps I've bought in months and months and months. But it was just some little $8 thing from Great Britain. I'll share it later when it shows up, but nothing major. So 20th anniversary of American moon landing. It says on July 20th, 1969, the attention of people everywhere was focused on one of the most exciting, most extraordinary events of this or any other century. The first manned landing on the moon. The 3 astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, and Michael Collins, were living the greatest adventure in the history of mankind. Their mission was to break the bonds of Earth as no man had done before. So I'm not going to keep going, but interesting. Yeah, okay. I think we're all pretty familiar with the moon landing at this point. I've had some pretty lengthy discussions with people about if it was a hoax, and what I find very odd is I've seen there's even a Joe Rogan podcast where they go pretty in depth about this and really scrutinize certain video and stuff like that. Like why was the flag waving on the moon if there's no air or whatever, that kind of stuff. Like there's who knows, was it a hoax or not? But I will say, though, kind of the most compelling evidence that it was a hoax would be Buzz Aldrin. You can go and look it up on Google. I mean, he kind of has been on camera a couple of times basically saying that it was a hoax. So to hear it from him is like, excuse me? So, yeah, interesting stuff anyways. Different stamps here. Looks like Grenada and the Grenadines. 20th anniversary of the American moon landing. I really do hope that we went there, though. That would be cool. So this is just a one-sided kind of like I don't know. I wouldn't say. I don't know what to call this. It's super thin cardboard or something. Sheet, and they do have the different little stamps. Unfortunately, it looks like a couple are missing, but pretty cool. All right, now I'm not gonna stick on that one. Let's keep going. What is this? Oh God, what are these are called exhibition sheets. So I have I don't know about hundreds, but I have an awful lot of these. I have a buttload of these. I probably already have these specific ones that we're about to look at. So it looks like we just have a small little stack, but let's take a look. Bureau of Engraving and Printing, Washington, D.C. Talking about the history of California and how they issued so many postage stamps. And this souvenir card depicts vignettes from 4 of those issues. Pretty common U.S. stuff here. I'm sure you guys have seen those. So this is from West Pex, San Francisco, 12th Annual National Exhibition. Looks like they cataloged it, SC12, $1.40. It says down here in fine print that you're not allowed to copy this. No unauthorized production. SC12. Interesting. Okay. I'm just like hoping that it's not actually the sheet that's all yellowed, and it's just the really old, nasty looking stuff that's in. And it does look like it's just the plastic, so that's nice. I actually, in my grab bags, I do include these. I think that I put at least one in every grab bag because I have so many of them. I really do. Here, let me show you. I actually just have them on the shelf right behind me. See all these books? These are all exhibition sheets. Holy moly. So, yeah, some are big, giant ones, some are kind of smaller, and I just have so many of them, man. All across the world. These are not all just only, English or American. There's exhibition sheets from all around. Just to give you an idea, I mean, yeah, there's like just a buttload of them. See, like this one right here, was that German or something? Yeah. But, so when I make grab bags, I would go in these books and I'd randomly grab one of these and toss it in there, so that's just part of the variety, that I like to have. But just a whole bunch of these, man. I mean, this is a lot of books, and they are fat. They are full. Really, really, really a lot of them. So anyway, just figured I'd share. I mean, jeez, look at this, huh? Just a big fat stack of exhibition sheets. My goodness. What the heck am I going to do with all these? I was thinking about listing these on my hip stamp store, which I have definitely been slacking on in like the last year. I just haven't made a lot of listings. I still have plenty of stuff up there, but that you can buy. But I try not to push my store on this channel too hard. I actually don't like that. Like, there's certain stamp channels that like, I don't want to be a dick. I'm not going to name names, but they kind of continuously push their store, and I don't want to be that guy. So maybe I'll put something in the description of the video and say, hey, look, I've got a stamp store. If you're interested in buying anything, you can. And but I don't want to advertise it every video. I don't want to hound dog people buy my stuff, buy my stuff. I don't want to be that guy. I really don't. And while I do make a little tiny bit of extra money from my stamp store, I don't sell a whole lot. But let me just put it out there. Anybody that does buy anything from my stamp store on HipStamp, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. It really does help me out. So, anyways, there you go. Let's move on. Hold on real quick. Gotta keep eating my... let me just say. I have to take a second and say, those strudels are so delicious. I can't even believe it. It almost feels like it should be a sin. These cheese and raspberry strudels. Oh my god, they're so delicious. So that brings me Makes me think about another thing. You know, how come in life everything that's bad for you makes you feel so good? Huh? Why? Why? You know? God. Alcohol, drugs, you know, whatever. Anything that's bad for you makes you feel good. And I know that strudel is just a big bucket of sugar, but oh god, that's so good. Okay, so anyways, sorry, I'm kind of laissez-faire today with this video, I guess. So Bureau of Engraving and Printing, DC, looks like the Communications for Peace stamp, and it says here, the souvenir card, the second to be devoted to the United States accomplishments in space, depicts a vignette from the Echo 1 commemorative postage stamp of 1960. That issue hailed the achievement of a significant advancement toward world peace through closer communication and wider exchange of viewpoints. Interesting. Interpex, New York, 1972. That's actually pretty cool. You know, I have all those sheets, but I am not going to pretend for a moment that I've really sat down and read all of them. Probably not a bad idea. I might learn something. Bureau of Engraving and Printing. Okay. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Oh, okay, so without even reading anything, this looks like... Okay, well, there's definitely not... I was going to say like number 1 and 2 from the U.S., but the design with whatever those leaves are, that kind of floral looking-ish design, definitely is not on number 1 and 2. So maybe these were essays. Let's see what it says. These engravings, especially prepared for this souvenir card, okay, are simulations of the basic designs of the first United States postage stamps. Issued in 1847, the full frames shown are a present-day conception, extending the detail obliterated by the profusion of lettering and numerals appearing on the original stamps. The issue comprised a 5-cent stamp bearing a portrait of Franklin and a 10-cent stamp with the portrait of Washington. So they were especially prepared for this souvenir card. And they're just simulations. Weird. Okay, and this was Anphilex 71, commemorating the 75th year of the Collectors Club in New York City. Oh, looks like there's another one. It looks like this is probably the last one. Let's see about this one. These engravings are reproductions of the portraits from 4 postage stamps included in the famous Americans commemorative series of 1940. Each is enclosed in the stylized frame for the respective category of which the particular stamp was a part. That series, acclaimed both for its subject diversification and beauty, brought to an end the long neglect of our nation's cultural heritage as the subject of postage stamp designs. It says 24th ASDA National Postage Stamp Show in 1972. Interesting. Ew, gross. Big old freaking hair. I'm not even going to touch it. I don't feel like touching it. Get out of here. Nasty. Nasty. Okay, 1974 mint set. I am kind of salivating. I got my strudel right there, and I'm like looking at it while I'm... It's in my way. Let me move that. Hold on. Sorry. How unprofessional of me. Jeez. All right. Okay, you know what? I'm going to have a sip of coffee. I'll be right back. A year of U.S. postage stamps. So it looks like they've got them kind of written out here. Horse racing. What is this? Chautauqua? I probably butchered that. It says Chautauqua is the institution, or as an institution, established in 1874 in New York State and continues as an educational and cultural center. Its name was taken by unaffiliated tent shows in a past era, brought welcome entertainment and enlightenment to many rural towns. Yeah, okay, interesting. I like the explanation. This reminds me of my Mystic heirloom hingeless albums, where you have the pages with the stamps and then they have the explanation and history next to it. I actually really like that. So let's see what's inside of here. Okay, this must be the envelope that the stamps were probably originally in. assuming. And then you take them out of this envelope, put them in this book, and I would buy into that. That's probably what's going on. These are, of course, pretty common stamps. I'm pretty sure I'd be hard-pressed, excuse me, to see a single one of these that I don't have. This one looks like it's upside down. Let's just fix that. And take a look at these guys. Rural America, horse racing, yeah, okay. Yeah, these are all super common. Every time I see this stamp with the retarded children can be helped, that always just makes me think about how things have changed, how it's not even politically correct to say the word retarded anymore. Every time I see that, I'm like, am I actually reading that? Times change. So, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Oh man, I used to love that movie with Johnny Depp. Man, that was a good movie. I went through a little phase. I think I rewatched that over and over and over again. Universal Postal Union, Letters, Mingle Souls. Interesting, yeah. And it has a little layout here. Sorry, something's on my camera. Showing you how to place things, and then the finished explanation of the stamps. It doesn't look like there's anything behind there. Cool, so just a little pamphlet here, just like the other ones. United States Postal Service mint set of commemorative stamps, 1975. So they explain it all. Interesting. Philatelic Sales Division here. Yep, with the commemorative set. Kind of curious. Okay. Hey kids, you can get all these stamp collecting kits by mail. Good of them to market to kids. That's good of them. You know, this reminds me, it just popped in my head, when I saw the word kids. You know what it made me think of? Bob collects stamps. I think he recently passed, and he did a video on that, I think it was like The Hobby is Dead, before he died, he was talking about how he went to a stamp show, or a stamp club meeting, and it was a bunch of old fuddy-duddies who just literally did not want anything to do with anybody like under the age of 50 being there or something like that. I mean, they didn't want a single kid, and he was appalled by, they even applauded that there was no kids there that night or something like that. They were just against it. Yeah. I mean, I'm sad to hear that he passed. He seemed like a real genuine guy. There have been a couple of people in this kind of online YouTube stamp community that have passed, and Bob's one of them. Darn it, I'm drawing a blank. Sharni, you know the other guy. I'm not gonna linger. Let me figure it out. It's gonna bother me. Hold on. It was John collects stamps, and so those two have unfortunately moved on to whatever's next after this life, or fortunately, depending on whatever may be next, right? But I watched more of Bob's stuff than John. I didn't actually even know about John until after he passed, but Bob, when he was alive, a year, 2 years ago, he was popping out some videos pretty consistently, and I was watching his stuff. He seemed like a good guy, and I liked his thoughts on things, and the community and whatnot. And so yeah, I do from time to time pop into Bob's channel still, and just watch some of his stuff. from his viewpoint, he sure hated that the way that the people were at the clubs, and he was basically like, you know what, this hobby's dead. And I was even reading the comments as well. Some of the people agreed, and some of the people didn't agree. And they're like, look, maybe it was just your, like, that one specific club meeting. And they're like, the problem with club meetings is they are, you know, like a group of friends, you know, so they kind of don't want any new people and that kind of stuff. Now, I personally have never, ever gone to a stamp club, never gone to a stamp show. I mean, I haven't even been to the National Postage Museum or anything. I did a virtual tour video of that, so I've kind of been there, but not really. You know, you don't have to you don't have to go to a club. You don't have to go to shows or conventions or exhibitions or any of that stuff. I mean, you know, this is kind of what I always round out touching on the idea. I mean, like, stamp collecting is whatever you want it to be, and you can be as social, you can be as anti-social as you want to be. It doesn't matter. And whatever you do, people will always have opinions, and you know what? You can take it with a grain of salt, anything that anybody has to say, because there is, like Bob would say, there's no rules. There's no right or wrong. I believe, actually, he's the guy that I got that from. There's no rules. Do whatever you want. I think he might have been one of the first people that was truly just like, dude, you know, have fun. Like, who cares? You know, enjoy the hobby any way you want. Do anything you want. And I found that so refreshing, because it was quite contradictory to, you know, like, I mean, just dozens and dozens of crappy comments I've gotten from stuck-up stamp collectors, and, you know, nitpicking the things that I do, and, you know, whatever. What does it really matter, you know? What does it really matter, huh? Just enjoy the hobby any way you want. So, set of commemorative stamps, 1978. Huh. This one's a cool-looking book. I like it. This pamphlet, I guess you would call this a pamphlet, I'm not sure. I think that's about the right term. Really reminds me of, I have a very similar thing to this that was one of those stamps that made it into space. They put it on the space shuttle, went out into orbit, and then, you know, returned. And my cover had been out to outer space, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this reminds me of that. James Cook stamp. Oh, there's actually a couple. Harriet Tubman, the French Alliance, American Dance, American Quilts. That must be that block down there, American Quilts. Jimmy Rogers. He was in the Performing Arts and Artists series. The father of country music, Jimmy Rogers. I've never even heard of him. Well, Harriet Tubman, we've all pretty much heard of that, about her. Christmas, Viking Mission to Mars, Wildlife Conservations, giant sequoias. I don't know if you guys have, well, I mean, some of you may have been to redwood forests. Redwoods are gargantuan. I have a picture somewhere in my photo albums I could go and try and find, but I don't think I'm going to bother. Me just sitting at the base of a redwood tree, and it just it makes me look like a little speck. I mean, they are unbelievable. It's amazing how big trees can get. And yeah, these stamps remind me of that visit to a redwood forest once when I was a kid. So anyways, these are nice. I definitely like this. Anything on the back? Yeah, cool. The ballet. Pretty cool. This makes me think about Elon Musk trying to go to Mars. We'll see what happens. Darn it, I keep forgetting to put these in every single time. Okay. Wonder if it'll really happen, you know? Time will tell. Probably not in my lifetime. That's my guess. I did just watch a video of him, of a couple of his rockets returning. It is, honestly, it's freaking amazing that he's developed that technology for the rockets to return and then land. It's a sight to behold. It's like, wow, it's like living in the future. Like science fiction. Like, holy moly. The fact that he gets to reuse them and that saves so much money and resources and stuff, it's very cool. It's amazing he's done so well considering how close he was to everything failing for him and going out of business and all that. So anyways, here we have 1979. Okay. Hey, Albert. How you doing, buddy? John Steinbeck. Very cool. He has some... I think he's an author, right? Let me see here. John Steinbeck. Yeah, first to be honored in a new literary art series of commemorative stamps is John Steinbeck. The selection of Steinbeck is not surprising since he earlier had been singled out for the Pulitzer Prize in 1940 for his novel, The Grapes of Wrath. I've heard of that. I think we may have read that in school. I just can't recall. And realistic and realistic and imaginative writings, distinguished by a sympathetic humor and social perception. Interesting. Okay. I always liked this Seeing Eye Dog stamp. Folk art, endangered flora, Special Olympics. Honoring Vietnam veterans. Mint set of 81 commemorative stamps. That's pretty. That reminds me, this reminds me of the scrapbooking, the little bit of scrapbooking that I have done. Just looking at it. I made my grandma, my first scrapbook ever I made and gave to her. She's got it on the shelf somewhere. Bobby Jones. The Gift of Self. American Red Cross. I always like this here, these spaceships. It's just a really cool looking block. Flowers are beautiful. Architecture. Babe Zaharias. I have no idea who that is. Oh, I love the cactus stamps. Totally love that. I've always liked this specific series with the cacti. Those are cool. I just like the aesthetic of the stamps. I don't know what to say. That's just me, personally. Disabled doesn't mean unable. I don't know. I don't remember that one. Disabled doesn't mean unable. That's a good one. I like that. Alright, so this is a nice little pamphlet here. Let's keep cruising. Alright. Okay, this looks like potentially... No, I see another one in there. I'll have to check if we've already done that. There's another one for 76, but this one is 1980, so... actually, the year before the last one that we just saw. And in the bottom here it says, The Engraving. The original hand-engraved steel die. After 6 weeks of careful labor. Surrounding the engraving, a photo reduction of the original drawing by artist Paul Cow, Red lacquer used during the etching process and engraver's tools. Wood-handled gravers and a black-handled burnisher. Huh. Interesting. So over here it says the master plate. The steel master plate reproduces the original die 200 times. Nickel printing plates are electroformed from the master. The printed sheet is 4 times the size of the pane of stamps which you buy at your post office. Yeah. Very cool. Interesting. So they use a steel master plate and then electroform nickel printing plates from the master. How about that? Okay. Well, let's. Okay. I like this one. This is cool. It says the die proof. Ink swatches matched against the original art are used to produce the die proof. The inks will be used on intaglio presses to reproduce the engraved portion of the stamp. The flesh tones and the background of the die proof have already been added by offset presses. Pretty cool. Okay. Oh, just another one that I always loved, the coral reefs. I like that one just as much as the cacti. What is the eagle? It says, organized labor, proud and free. Indian art. More architecture, very similar to the other one from 81. Learning never ends. Oh, that is so true. It never ends. The Veterans Administration, Emily Bissell. I wonder if she has anything to do with the vacuum cleaners. Okay, let's see. It has often been said that when you need something done, ask a busy person. Emily Bissell of Wilmington, Delaware, had already established a reputation for her many good works in behalf of worthy causes when she was asked in 1907 to raise $300 to help maintain a cottage for 8 tubercular patients. Inspired by an article she read about special Christmas seals adopted to fight tuberculosis in Denmark, she sketched a holly wreath centered with a red cross. Encircling the words Merry Christmas, 2 friends put up the money to have 50,000 seals printed, and Miss Bissell arranged to place them on sale in the lobby of the Wilmington Post Office on Delaware Day, December 7th. The project ultimately raised not $300 but $3,000. The following year, the Christmas seal campaign became a national one, providing substantial funds annually for treatment, research, education, and prevention of the disease, which was one of the leading causes of misery and death at the turn of the century. Wow, so she pretty much started Christmas seals to fight tuberculosis. Holy moly. Emily Bissell. Wow, so nothing to do with vacuum cleaners. How about that? Helen Keller stamp. Alright, cool. Yeah, I like this. This one's good. This is a good one. I like both 80 and 81 quite a bit. So, darn it. I swear will I ever not forget these? Okay. Alright. Put this back. Let's move on to whatever's next. Looks like some random stuff. What is this? It says the best of the penny black sesquicentennial stamps. Liechtenstein. Really, we just did an album with a bunch of Liechtenstein a couple of weeks ago. It says stamp issued March 5th, 1990 in commemoration of the 150th anniversary of the penny black. Ah, cool. So they're commemorating the penny black. You know, as I look at this, I just had a thought cross my head, my mind. I'm like, do I even have a penny black? I know I have penny reds. My guts tell me that I think I have one, boy. But it's like not in great shape. But phew, drawn a kind of a blank. I swear I think I have one. Darn it, I can't remember. Anyways, I'd like to. If I don't. So what does he have here? He says number 926, $1.65 each, a block of 4. $7. Pretty cool. So Liechtenstein honoring the penny black. Huh. I like this stuff. These are cool. Jeez. Like whatever these are, like this, the last one, this one, look at this. And these are thick, right? They're way more durable than a normal piece of paper. It's like some kind of cardstock. So I guess the World of Stamp series. So maybe that's what I should look into if I wanted more of this kind of stuff. So like what I just pictured, what I think would be cool. Now these are kind of tall, big pages, right? So it'd have to be a tall album. But if I had an album full of a bunch of these, that would be really cool. I think that would be kind of fascinating to look at. Like if I could have one from every country, like here's Japan, and that'd be cool. I'd like that. And then I'd have, I guess, mint sets of stamps, you know, from all of these different places as well. Like this is actually really cool. So what's it say here? The art of Japan is distinctive, even among Oriental cultures. Originally rooted in the teachings of Buddhism that stressed harmony and balance, it gradually evolved into a decorative style that was at once dynamic and delicate. It says the new style, which was centered in Edo, now Tokyo. What? Tokyo used to be called Edo? No way. I've never heard that. Huh. Anyway, sorry. It says the new style, which was centered in Edo, flourished from the 1500s to the late 1800s. It was the first popularization of art in the 1,000-year-old tradition of Japanese painting, distinguishable by its bravura and colorful vitality. It appeared to be a prosperous class of warriors and merchants. The finest works of the period focused on nature, such as the magnificent landscapes reproduced in this breathtaking World of Stamps series, from the Grenadines of St. Vincent. It says, in them, Japanese artists perfected composition as a form of expression. Subject and style became mutually supporting without competing with each other. This beautiful result is a feast for the eyes and a balm for the soul. A balm for the soul. Okay. Alright. Jeez. Well, let me bring it a little closer so you can see. Yeah, if you got a chapped soul, you know, here's some balm for you. I don't know, I think that's so funny. Balm for the soul. Okay. I mean, they are very nice. Like this one I like quite a bit. This one is kind of hard to see because of this crappy plastic here. See if we can get a better look at that. I mean, it really is a nice art style. I think it's hard to dispute that. Interesting. World of Stamp series. I'm going to look more into that. I wonder what it would cost to like just buy a complete series. Let me Google this. Okay, so I just went looking around on Google there. from what I can ascertain, this World of Stamp series seems to be, could be wrong, but seems to be from the Postal Commemorative Society. Now on eBay, if you go looking up World of Stamp series, you will find many of these single sheets, but also albums that, you know, are comprised of a whole bunch of different sheets, and I can't seem to find anything that's like the complete set of the World of Stamp series. So I don't have a perfect explanation of exactly what this is, but I'm sure with more research, I probably spent 3 minutes there looking around. I could probably figure out more, and I bet you could buy the whole thing, but I will say that there is an awful lot of these. I mean, just, you know, everything you think of, like the ocean, you know, three-dimensional stamps, you know, outer space, different countries, and presidents, and monuments, and, like, yeah, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So, this is, you know, like I saw some albums that were actually made from the what was it? Sorry, Postal Commemorative Society, and the Black Album, and it says Postal Commemorative Society or whatever, you know, World of Stamp series, and they look like real albums meant for this specifically. And I mean, they'd have like 20 to 40 different sheets in them, depending on the album I was looking at. So I don't know how many there are altogether, but I actually really like these, and I'm interested in that, you know. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to spend money, so I don't think I'll buy it. But boy, I really do like these, and the idea of having a album filled with these is very enticing to me. I would just like that. You know, because they're beautiful. I love the explanations. You know, people can make this kind of stuff themselves, right? All of you guys out there that like to make your own albums and all that, and even design your own pages and cut your own mounts and all that. I mean, you know, you can make this, but would it ever really be quite as pretty, right? I mean, would it ever shine? Would it be as nice as these? Probably not. And it'd be a whole lot easier to just buy them, for one thing. So. But I am definitely interested in that. Hey, if any of you guys happen to know, like, where I could go to just buy the whole series of the World of Stamps, or like a complete album or something, then let me know in the comments section. That'd be cool. But yeah, anyways, just kind of a fantasy I have here. I'd love to have a whole album, like a nice, pristine, legitimate album with the complete mint sets, and all of the different subjects that this series covers, because it really does seem to be a large breadth of subjects, like a huge amount of different stuff. So I think that would make for a really cool book. And this, like if there is such a book that just has all of these, that'd be a really cool thing to sit down with a kid and potentially get them interested in stamp collecting, and just be like, hey, you know, like, let's go through this book here, and maybe we can learn some stuff, and maybe you can find some subjects that you're interested in. So anyways, that's actually just a really cool one. I think something like that would make a really great gift to someone from a younger generation. I don't know if they'd really be able to appreciate it, or if they would, you know, that's kind of the problem with children. Would they even be able to, you know, preserve it, not mess it up, you know, like, would they even care? Probably not. I never did when I was younger, but I think that'd be a really cool thing. And I just think that stuff like this with artwork, and, you know, it might be easier, this kind of material, to get children or younger people interested in stamps. Anyways, I just really like this. So yeah, as you can tell, nothing on the back, but wow, this is cool. And honestly, I might just look into this more. I really do like this, and I would love to have this, like, perfect, like, pristine, like, you know, this one's bent. Like, I don't want that. I want to have like an immaculate album, a complete immaculate album of this series. Okay, let's move on. Geez, because I'm just gonna sit here and just keep blathering about that, how much I like it. Is this? Hey, here's another one. World of Stamp series. Yep. See, this one is Stamps of Mongolia. Winged Treasures. All right, well, let's read it just for fun. I'm in the mood. Birds are some of the most amazing creatures on Earth. We marvel at their ability to soar gracefully and effortlessly through the air. Whether in flight or perched on a favorite limb, birds gather together and exchange in playful banter. As they chirp their cheerful melodies, the air is filled with a sweet song. Birds have long been a source of inspiration for poets, musicians, and artists. They are also renowned for their symbolism. For example, the dove has long been regarded as a symbol for peace, while the eagle represents strength and freedom. 9 of the most fascinating birds from around the world are presented here in this World of Stamps issue. This spectacular series of winged treasures is issued by the nation of Mongolia, home to several of the birds featured here. I like this. I really do, and I really think this would be great for kids. I find it fascinating, and I'm an adult, so whatever. These are pretty. I like the gold. Sorry, you guys can't see all the... Yeah, I like the golden borders on these stamps. What is this? They each have their explanation. It says, common to farmlands and pastures in North America, the striking body of the male ring-necked pheasant is patterned with soft brown and iridescent russet. Wow, quite a description there. The only russet I know is a potato. I guess it has some kind of different meaning. The northern oriole is a magnificent with... The northern oriole is magnificent with its flame orange and black coloration. Is that guy? Yeah, these are cool. Some kind of duck. The crested shell duck. Roamed the lands of Asia until its extinction in the 1920s. What a shame that so many beautiful species have gone extinct. You know, we'll never get to witness them. Not just birds, I just mean in general. What a shame. Of course, I'm not alone. For some reason, this reminds me of just dinosaurs. Like, it would be so amazing if we were able to bring back a dinosaur, just to witness it moving around, watch its movements, listen to its noises, see its skin, like, just whatever, just observe it. That'd be so unbelievable to see something like that. I always hear that they're like working on that stuff, but yeah, here we are. I haven't seen a Triceratops or a T-Rex yet. Okay, so we have a cover here. Sent from Canada to St. Petersburg, Florida. Don't bend it. Art Canada stamp with some kind of rooster. And looks like strawberries. They look delicious. I actually just got my groceries delivered, and because last night I had some kind of major pang I wanted a milkshake, and I didn't have any ice cream. So I got some vanilla ice cream delivered and frozen strawberries. So I'm going to make myself a strawberry milkshake coming up at some point here. Well, that's a cool little cover. All right, moving on. We are nearly done. Actually, let's... give me one sec. This is 76, and I can't remember if we already looked at this. Let me check the other ones. So from what I can tell, no. We've touched most years around this, but not this one, I think. So let's take a look. Cool looking. Wonder what the big giant flask thing is here. It almost looks like a bong. Is that a percolator? What is this? Okay, so that's the back. USPS. Okay. It says stamps issued by the United States and Canada on June 1st honoring Benjamin Franklin for service as the first Postmaster General of North America are tributes to their engravers. It says you receive the U.S. Franklin stamp with this folder and you are urged to examine it with a magnifying glass, paying attention especially to the bust of Franklin and the words on the map behind it. Engraving for both the U.S. and Canadian versions was done by Joseph S. Creamer, Jr. and Albert Saavedra, both of the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. Together they devoted more than 200 hours to the task, and the results are shown on the engraving near the magnifying glass at left. Creamer engraved the bust of Franklin, and Saavedra engraved all the letters and numbers. Also shown is the approved die-proof center and the approved stamp model right, along with a pane of finished stamps, engraving tools, and a container of red varnish used to control the etching of the engraving. Interesting stuff. Okay, let's keep going. So this is like one big giant mount here. Is this a whole series in this, or? Okay, these are way too big for fine tips. You guys can see it right there. The surrender of Lord Cornwallis at Yorktown. These are actually looking in pretty good condition. There's little snafus right there. Some sort of mark on the back. Let me just look through this. The Declaration of Independence. 4th of July, 1776 at Philadelphia. This is a painting by John Trumbull. Very cool. I've seen this before. Washington crossing the Delaware. Yeah. Okay. And then Washington reviewing his ragged army at Valley Forge. Okay, so that was the last one. Interesting. So a little series here. I do like these. These are very cool. I have seen them before. I'm trying to keep them safe and together. Okay, get them out of the way. So, here we go. 76. Bring this up so you can see these guys. Clara Mass. Chemistry, Christmas, there you go, that's the Independence strip there. Interfill. Who is Clara Mass? Okay, well, let me just read this one. It says, the cable from Havana to her mother in Jersey City read, Miss Mass died 24th at 6:30 Gorgas. It was dated August 25th, 1901. The sender was William C. Gorgas, the Army sanitation officer who later was to control yellow fever and malaria to make the Panama Canal possible. The cable was about Clara Mass, an Army nurse who just turned 25, who had volunteered for yellow fever research. She permitted herself to be bitten by the stegomia mosquito, and a mild case of the fever resulted. A month later, she repeated the experiment and died, proving the mosquito carried the disease. Wow, what? Gave her life for that. Jeez. Unbelievable. Oh, well, anyways, holy moly. And Olympic stamps. Alright. Wow, that's amazing. I never see this is why I like this kind of stuff, honestly, man. I'm all you gotta do is read and you can learn. Just the thought of her doing that and dying just to prove the mosquitoes carried the disease. Wow. That's the end of her story. Holy moly. Jesus. Makes me think about all the people that have sacrificed so much for the benefit of all of us in history. Man. Whew. Makes me feel some kind of way. Well, anyways, here is the final thing in this stack. Postage stamp album of Korean musical instruments. Wow, 75. By the Ministry of Communications, Republic of Korea. Interesting. A little sticky. Whoa. Okay. That's it. So Korean musical instruments, 1975. I don't think that I'm familiar with a single one of these. But I will say, the one that catches my eye is that, what? They made a musical instrument out of a conch shell? That is so cool. Wow. I wonder what that sounds like. It's probably hypnotizing. That's a musical instrument? I mean, that looks like a statue. Oh, okay, well, maybe they tap on the kind of the spine there, and like a xylophone. Is that the right kind of thing? I can't remember, but it kind of reminds me of a violin in a way, but I keep seeing a big tobacco pipe, frankly. So, interesting little book. They do name what everything is here. So the shell is called a nagak. That's a haikyum. This is interesting. And so, is this... I mean, this is probably South Korea. It says a Republic of Korea. Okay. Wow. I love this kind of weird, like, just out of nowhere stuff. It's like, what is this stuff? That's it, huh? Something used to be there. Wonder what that was. Anyways, that pretty much does it for this little episode here. I really appreciate all you guys as usual. Thanks for being such good people. You know, if you have any feedback, feel free to leave it in the comment section down below. If you enjoy my videos, as usual, hey, like or subscribe. It really does help out the channel, and I appreciate it. And I actually really enjoyed that. It makes me want to spend more money on stamps. I wish I could. I wish I could. You know, I have people comment, they're like, hey, you want to buy my stamp collection? I've got a huge collection. It's, you know, a really long span of time, and it's rare or whatever. I mean, I can't. Like, you know, you guys can offer anything you want, and I'm probably going to decline because, yeah, I really just can't afford it. So, you know, thanks for offering the people that do that, but you just put that out there. Excuse me. I'm really not in a position to be blowing a bunch of money or buying everybody's stuff. I mean, I already have so much already, and yeah, so I'm, you know, thanks, but no thanks. I'm probably not going to buy anything if you offer it to me. And I also, by the way, have a lot of people that want to buy things from me, but I'll just kind of put it like this. Like, if I don't have it listed in my store, I don't really want to sell it. Pretty much, okay? So, while there are certain viewers, like I think Robert's one of them, that... Oh boy, that actually reminds me, Robert, I somewhere I have a little glassine full of a couple of stamps from different videos where you mentioned that you're interested in them, and I even started a tally on a Google Doc. So anyways, sorry buddy, it's just been too long. I've had too much going on in my life. I got to figure all that out again and get that straightened out, because I haven't forgotten. I just, darn it. Well, maybe I did. Apparently I forgot. I like, not completely, but I can't remember where I put it, so I got to figure that out. Anyway, just so that you know, yeah, I heard you, and I do have a few stamps together for you. So anyways, hey, catch you later. See you guys. Be well. Until next time.